We are live, and I'm going to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Let me move this out of the way. And I think I can move this. No, I can't. All right, fellas. Welcome to, what is it, the 2136 season? The 2136 IHOF season. Boots, we wanted to congratulate you on winning the bowl
Back to back.
Thanks.
back to back.
Yeah, yeah. It's been an amazing run. Um, we'll see. We'll see what we can do this year. I think I've got most of the important pieces coming back. Um, yeah, but yeah, these things. There's a lot of you need a lot of luck along the way as well as a good plan, right? So we'll see how it goes. I think my division's going to be harder this year because I think Texas looks strong, and you know, Red Zone has spent a lot of money in free agency, and I think it's on pretty good players as well. So I think it's going to be a bit tougher there. Yeah, but we'll see.
Well, you have many successful seasons. This is 2135. You went 15 and 1. 2134, you went 12 and 4. I remember when you started putting your team together, uh, 12 and 4 and 2133. So 11 and 5, 2132. So it's just been year after year, you've been doing
Yeah, I think
well.
it's been sort of five really solid years, basically, with the two bowls at the end.
Yeah, so it started 2131. That's where it was.
Yeah,
Great work.
sounds about right. Thanks.
Welcome, T
Super
Zach,
fan.
by the way, to the back to the league again.
Thanks very much, Clay. It's good to be back. It's been too long. Almost 2 years in real time.
Wow, has it been?
Yeah, yeah. I left the end of 2023, so it's been a long time. Time flies.
And we also have Red Zone, who is back as well. We love it. Red
Yeah, we
Red Zone,
do.
you there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. What team do you guys have, by the way? Red Zone, why don't you go first?
I have Outer Banks.
Okay,
I'm in Atlanta.
and you're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be interesting to see um, how that division, both of them. So you have Boots in your division, Red Zone. So you have to deal with
Yes.
this headache.
Well, I mean, there's always a headache. It was T-Zac for a while, and now it's Boots. I guess if I come back again, I'll be in Ben's division. Got to pick somebody out that I can't beat, or that looks impossible to beat on paper anyway.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we talk about your team, Red Zone, and we'll jump over to T-Zac because you guys uh, just got back into the league and see what you guys were thinking about in your off season, what you wanted to accomplish. I'll let you go first, Red Zone.
The first thing I wanted to accomplish was to even have a team because we had like 15 players under contract, which was nice because they were all young players and I could do pretty much anything I wanted to do. So first thing I did was sit down and say, okay, I want some chemistry. I'm not going to go crazy over it, but I want at least a solid base of that. So I set some position leaders and did the affinities thing. And basically, we're the green machine, green offense and green all the way across defense. So if you're not green, you're probably not going to be on my roster in a couple of seasons. Um, the line was, I won't say easy, but easier to put together. The receivers were kind of here. The one running back was here. I got another running back. QB's always a problem for me. I drafted this guy, Archie Streeter, in round two, and I don't know what he's going to do. And then I made a deal with T-Zac to pick up this um, what's his name? Chris Whitfield. And I thought, well, if Streeter doesn't work out, this Whitfield doesn't look too bad. And then he crashed and burned in preseason week 2, so it's going to have to be the rookie. Um, Defensive backs are okay. Linebackers are weak. I probably shocked a few people when I signed a couple of defensive ends. I don't normally put a lot of money or draft capital there, and I went and got 2 of them. I think one of them I took from Grimmer. Um,
Who were they? Was it Omar? Hey,
no, Omar Hayes came from Grimmer, I believe. Yeah,
he was on. Oh wait, yes, yep, he was
and
on my team last year.
Vincent Freeman came from Cap City, but I don't know that he was planning on bringing him back. He let his contract expire. So
this person right here.
yeah, so I mean they're not all world, but they're better than I usually have at defensive end. So and I already had
Pretty
the
sure. I'm pretty sure Cap City's had a lot of cap pressure as well recently,
uh okay, well that
so he
explains
had to
that.
let someone go. Yeah,
And I already had Patrick Compton at defensive tackle, so our D line shouldn't be too bad, and our secondary doesn't look too bad. Linebackers are kind of a work in progress, and the QB is going to hold us back. I mean, we'll have to see if this kid works out or not. I've talked to a couple people, and they seem to think that he might anyway. Ignore the overall and look at the bars. And
On who?
Archie Streeter.
Let's take a
So I
look
mean,
at
I
him.
don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out. I mean,
So
he's
he's
got
your
the
he's your
timing.
starting quarterback going in.
It's going to have to be. He's the best we have.
Gotcha.
And I was hoping he would bounce a little higher than that, but that didn't happen. I really was torn. Looking at the draft, I was like, oh, look at this Matt Lowe. He looks pretty good with combines. And then Streeter, I thought the bar scores were very similar. I think Lowe's were just a little higher. But the actual bars themselves, I thought Streeter's were better. Better
Then
center rush, better timing, better accuracy. Now, the other rookie that went to Gothenburg. So Streeter was who I wanted. And then Lowe went at like 14. I said, oh, well, I'll never get him. And he fell all the way to 2.7. I was like, okay, either I'm stupid or I got lucky. We'll have to find out.
would you
Probably I'm stupid.
would you pick up in the first round?
He's playing guard now. He was an offensive tackle, Bob Richardson. I felt like he was the best lineman available. And at 6'2", I didn't think he'd do that well at tackle. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to take him. I was building no line for the running game. So I'll take him, and if I have to use him at tackle, I will. And if I can find a couple tackles, I'll put him at guard. And what turned out happening was I didn't find the second guard. So now I need him at guard. I think he'll do okay. Third round pick was a middle linebacker,
This
J.C. Lofberg. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't like to wait, but to be honest with you, that was a pick that I kind of rushed and I didn't notice it until I'd already made it. Well, okay, that's great. He's really not a 4-3 linebacker, but we'll see. Maybe
well,
that won't be as big a factor as I'm worried it will be.
my scouts are slightly over average, so don't go by that. Let's see what my scout is for defense. So whatever you're seeing, your scout might be much better. Oh, it's a little higher than I thought.
Well, like I said, I mean, he's got the zone bar I wanted. His endurance isn't horrible. The run defense will get better. If the weight doesn't kill him, then he'll be fine.
I see you have a
he can play like dime backer for you as well, right?
Well, I thought about moving him to safety, Zach. I really did. I didn't
Mm.
remember to drop his weight at training camp, and I wasn't going to go back and redo that file. It was a monster file. I said, no,
Mm.
we'll leave that alone.
you have a solid wide receiver, young, second year.
The other two aren't bad either. We can line up with three wide. Barrett's the second guy, and Kaiser is the third.
And Taser,
Kaiser with a K.
I got him.
He's probably a slot guy.
Hmm. It's the guy you got from Bordeaux.
Yep.
He did quite well there.
And your running back, I
Well, there's
assume.
two of them. Brayshaw signed as a free agent. I already had Barlow.
What'd you
So
pay for him?
guess what we're gonna do? We're not gonna be throwing deep. I can tell you that.
So you want me to get your other? Which is your other running back that you're going to be
Edwin
running about?
Edwin Barlow.
Here we go.
He was already here.
All right. So this is what you have going on.
So you're gonna run the ball 50 times per game.
Yes. Yes.
Is there a rule against how much you can run a game?
No.
Nope.
Okay, you might
No.
see a lot. With a rookie QB, you might see a lot.
So you'll do the opposite of most people who pass.
Well, I mean, what choice do I have?
Yeah, I hear you.
Go with the strength of your team.
Absolutely. Especially when you're paying them that kind of money. It's like
I also
paying.
think that if you look at the teams that have been more successful lately, and I did take a peek real quick as I came back into the league, I think that Boots runs a little more than he gets credit for, and I know Bylander runs a ton.
We spoke about this in a show, a previous show, how we've been noticing the teams who've been running have been doing very well. There was a stigma on people who ran the ball as though they can't win, but they're breaking that ceiling and they're showing you can win. Because let's look
Yeah.
at that. Let's go to it would be on the team statistics and we can do rushing. All right, let's look at the top teams in rushing. Toronto's up there. Let me get that away.
Yeah. North Plainfield's a pretty successful team. Hanalei was pretty good last year.
Correct.
How did San Antonio do? Did Chris do okay?
Williamsburg, he went to the playoffs. He was
Gr-
successful.
Grim,
Motown,
Grim,
Boots'
Grim can
team's right
always
here.
run the ball. Yep. Howie always runs the ball. Grim always runs the ball. Yeah. That's no surprise. Gothenburg's up there in the top 10 or 12, right?
Yes, he is.
Arizona's not that far down. He's two down from Gothenburg.
And I know what Millman, Arizona, who's not
Yep.
here. He always ran the ball. That was
Mhm.
his bread and butter, and he was always two-digit wins. Always. I think that's the only season he didn't have a two-digit win. I might be mistaken, but he's always been up there. And
But
so,
look at the top team, Clay. Look at Toronto. 633 attempts. The second team is 535. It's 100 attempts more. 98.
okay, divide that by 17. So he's rushing 37 times per game. Toronto, that is.
Which really isn't that much.
Hmm?
If you
No,
run
it is.
if you run 60 plays a game and you threw 23 passes and ran 37 times, you would think, if you're leading the league in attempts, you think it'd be more than 37. I would anyway.
633.
Well,
That's like 40 runs per game.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying,
Toronto
30.
Toronto is extreme smash mouth
Wait,
offense.
is it?
Extreme.
So it's not 37.
No, well, there's 16 games in the season. You forgot about the bye, so divided by 16, that pretty much
Oh, that's
puts
right.
that 40.
16.
Okay, well Clay said 37.
I-
Okay,
I'm,
if
I'm
he's over,
thinking
he's
how
over
does
40. Yeah, I guess.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking of how the NFL is now. I totally mistaken.
Huh.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But 100 more attempts than the next team. That's interesting.
But I mean, 37, 40, that's potato, potato.
All right. So
You can, if you look at the other side of the coin, I think Toronto is by far the least pass attempts as well.
That's a good question. Yeah. Pull it up, Clay.
hold on. Let me get to He's right down here.
Wow.
There he
Okay.
is.
So is that sorted
Okay,
by the
right.
most?
Just that's sorted by yards.
Yeah, sort that by attempts.
So I
Yeah,
mean, he's less. He's even less than Jug.
Wow.
yeah. We sort of by attempts.
The absolute fewest.
Yeah. So like I say, Toronto is a very extreme game plan. Very extreme smash mouth. I think also if you look, you probably will find he's got the most long passing yards and stuff like that. I mean, it's pretty brutal to be honest in every way. Probably brutal to watch if you're a spectator, and also brutal to try to win against as well because they are the winningest franchise over the last 5 seasons, I think.
Well, this season he didn't do a lot of long passes, as you can see down here. He's
Hmm.
right
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
it's
I play
Tucker,
him in a couple of leagues, so maybe I'm getting mixed up with one of the others. But anyway, yeah.
but as for rushing, we'll do it this way. There you go. Ben doesn't really run.
No.
Bordeaux, I know he took on more of a passing game. I want to say 6 seasons back. Would you say 6 or 7 seasons he started doing more
Yeah,
passing?
when he got Parrish, when he got the
Uh,
quarterback Parrish.
he actually added more running plays when he got Parrish.
Okay.
Chesapeake.
You would know.
I think I was still in the league when he started doing this. So some 15 seasons ago, I think. Started
Yeah.
ramping up the pass attempts.
Where's Oakland with the? Here we go. We're on the rushing.
Um,
He's up there too. He's on top
Yeah,
of
but
Dawson.
this you can see how like looking at this doesn't tell you the whole story because Oakland runs the ball way more than me in Moontown in the game plan, but Moontown was ahead so often last year that our rushing attempts is artificially inflated upwards with clock control offense in the fourth quarter.
good point.
Moontown's offense is very balanced.
You could say for Oakland, they were not winning a lot last season, I think. So
Yeah,
they got
exactly right. So
forced to
that's like
throw the ball a lot.
yeah, this is not the way that he wanted to play. You can see his average per attempt is really low for a run first team, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
Jugs has
forced to
been,
pass.
yeah, Jugs has been struggling for what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He hasn't had a
Yeah,
winning record since 21-30.
since he won the ball, pretty much, right?
Yeah, 21-30. Yep, that was the last bowl he won. Then he's 7-9, 7-9, 6-10, 7-8-1, and
Yeah,
7-9.
since when he has drafted like 8 amazing defensive ends.
Yep. He hasn't had an offensive scout for a long time, so that's his big play there.
Right.
How's it going, Rylan? We were just talking about your Toronto team.
Yeah,
Hey, Riley.
his ears must have been burning.
Yep. What's up, Riley?
We were speaking about because Red Zone brought it up how he's got two monster running backs, and we were talking about how the rushing game teams that have the running game have been doing very well. There was always a myth that if you ran the ball, your team doesn't have a winning record, but you're smashing that, and other teams are smashing that belief.
Rylan, it looks like you're muted. We haven't heard you speak yet.
How about now?
Yep. Now you're in.
I didn't know that was a belief. That's news
Yeah.
to me.
Well, I don't know. Jugs has been running the ball and winning for how many
A long
decades
time.
in
Yeah.
the game? Yeah,
A long
so
time.
And okay, everyone jumps on wide receivers before running backs and quarterbacks, and so
Yep.
they build their teams around the wide receiver quarterback and less on a running game. Um, very
There's
few
been drafts
teams.
for receivers with the top 8 picks, or 8 out of the top 10, or I mean, you can go back and look.
Correct. Remember that one time, fellas? I'm talking to Red Zone and Grim, that it was 11 wide receivers were picked
Yeah. Now you
first.
can pull up different draft histories and see there have been years where the top But I don't know. I'm just pulling numbers out of the air. Top 4 out of 5 receivers, top 7 out of 8, or 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been sick, and these guys weren't all Hall of Famers. It's teams just said, I need a receiver. I'm taking one. It's been focused on the pass for a long time.
Correct. And they were top running backs just sitting there, but people were just blowing right past them just to grab the wide receiver.
Or switch them to a wide receiver.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that too.
I think Ben's offense got people to start looking at passing that way. And so everyone tried to model Ben.
Right.
That's
I
just my
don't think.
take.
I
And
don't think
Ben
that's
and
correct.
T-Zac. Ben and T-Zac.
And T-Zac, that's correct.
Yeah, but Ben's offense and even TJ's aren't per se based on getting one highly rated wide receiver. They are spreading the targets out around 6 or 7 wide receivers. So you don't really need the 80 rated receiver.
No, so they have the bars.
T-Zac, you want to chime in?
Yeah, I think MIGB is right. Spreading the ball works best. Also, something related to the draft position. There's 2 factors. I think one, we have like 3 receivers starting per team, like on average, right? So you need more receivers than running backs. I think that's one. So the wide receiver pool is larger, like in game as well. So that, I mean, you're gonna see typically like more highly rated receivers than running backs. I mean, like on average, that's I think one factor. I think the career length is also longer for wide receivers. I think that contributes for the value being higher in the first round for wide receivers, like on average, right? Of course, if you run the ball like every second down or so, then the value of the running back goes up a lot. But I think these are like 2 important factors to consider. I always think about the injuries in this game as well, especially if you're not like in a good stadium. And if you have like one pretty good running back and you have an injury, your game plan is pretty much over, right?
Yeah.
Whereas for receivers, you can still like play around and then mix and match a bit. So yeah, I think these are like different things to consider. But I do think that the value of like the absolute value of the wide receiver is larger. So I think that's why people tend to pick them higher. And on average, they tend to contribute more to wins, right? As well.
Yeah, and I think we are also overlooking the offensive line in the success of the running game, right? So if you have a really high cohesion offensive line and it's mostly intelligent players with high run blocking, and this is, as from what I can see, what Rylan is maybe the best player at doing. Almost any running back can run for 5 yards per attempt behind a line like that.
Exactly. Look at his blocking. He doesn't give up a lot of sacks. He has a 2.6 sacks percentage. I think he's the highest of everyone on that. The lowest I meant.
Yeah. On the least amount of dropbacks, though. But yeah.
Well, but it's percentage, right?
Yeah, it's a percentage, but it's a relatively small sample size. That's what I mean.
Okay.
And it's like a smash mouth game plan with 2, wide receiver, tight end and running back both on block rusher and stuff like that. So yeah.
Millman's also good at this, as you can see here. He's at the top with that offensive percentage.
Yeah.
But his
looks like our boy Grimmer is right behind him though.
What do you guys take from the offensive percentage category? I don't really know what that is.
I think that's mostly weighted towards run blocking, that 0%. And then the last one is the last column is the most interesting for pass blocking, right? This opposing pass rush percentage. We start by that, we're going to see the best teams in pass protection. So
these are my 2 favorites that I look at. percentage, and the last column as well for me because I pass a lot. Uh, the blocking percentage in the beginning, I don't really run the ball a lot, so I really don't care. So it doesn't work for my system. The back two work for me. So I guess it's going to be based upon how you play your system, what works for you.
Also, you have to consider that the what Boots was saying earlier, that if you're playing from the lead, you're gonna you're gonna tend to have like a lower pass rush percentage towards you because you're running the ball, or even like the other team is not expecting the pass. You're
Mhm.
winning. And if you're on the other end, like Oakland, then you're gonna face a strong pass rush. So it's difficult to do well if you're not playing from the lead, right? So you have to consider that. Sometimes you have like a pretty good O line, but if you're not winning, not playing from the lead, it doesn't tell the whole story.
So based upon what you're saying, if your team is a run team, but you're falling behind, then you're going to suffer if you don't have a good passing game.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's the worst possible situation, right? You
and if you have
cannot
a good
pass.
pass, if you have a good pass game and you get a lead, you're going to run more than people expect you to kill the
So
clock.
basically, Toronto has just been dominating then all
Oh
the
yeah,
time.
look at his running. Pull his running back up, Clay. Look at the attempts. 178 left, 280 in the middle, and 163 right. Can you get more balance than that?
And he's 5.37 to the left, 5.23 in the middle, and 5.75 to the right. So wherever
Right.
you put your defenders, he's just running right over you.
Yep.
We're just gazing at your team, Rylan.
Yeah, I mean it's I think Boots hit it on the head. It's really just get a good O line.
Yeah. If you look at the front page of the IHOF website, you don't have to do it, Clay, but like where they have the most successful quarterback in the last 3 seasons, most successful team of the last 3 seasons. Toronto had 4 offensive linemen out of 5 on the front page last season.
Wow.
Yep, I've been seeing that.
And I think the season before it was the same. The other one was like a guy from Arizona, I think.
Oh,
I guess Ben tried to um, not make it just like in game, but in game the offensive lineman stats are very heavily leaning on the blocking
Oh yes,
figures. So yeah,
yeah, definitely.
yeah.
But it's
Glad I'm,
but it's funny what Rylan said. Just get good linemen. Yet a lot of teams who want to run the ball don't do that, or if they do, they still can't replicate the same type of success.
I wanted both line and the running backs. No, I don't have all world linemen, but they're mostly run blockers. Or gonna be the
I mean
rookies.
it's hard to pay 5 offensive linemen and a stud running back.
True.
You like I mean I think and when it comes down to choosing, I'll choose the offensive line over the running back.
Grim, you like to run. What's your take
What's my take on what
on
running?
how to put together a running team for you?
I, I I don't. I'm not. I'm a little more balanced than people think. I mean, I try to get 2,000 yards rushing and 4,000 yards passing every season. And the seasons I can do that, I usually make the playoffs. So, but as far as run team goes, I agree. I mean, I would rather have the good O lineman and a running back with high hole wreck and nothing else than what I have now. I mean, Wilms has been great for us, but he's running behind the line that's kind of getting sickly here. So, but yeah, like I said, I love to run the ball, but it's like 2,000 yards is what I shoot for.
All right. Before you jumped on, we were talking about Red Zone's team because Red Zone took over Outer Banks, and Tzax also now the new GM for Atlanta.
you mind if I have one quick question,
Sure.
Clay?
Go ahead.
It's just Bob. Have you been the GM at Outer Banks before?
No.
No. Okay. Just was curious.
Zach,
That's it.
you want to tell us about where you want to start with your making the team your team?
Yeah, this is an interesting team. Swindog was the previous GM. It's a strong team, like a very solid team. If you look at like a solid quarterback, great running back, pretty good offensive line, right? Decent pieces on the defense. So it's I mean it's not like an empty cupboard. There's a lot to play with there. Yeah, so this guy looks good.
So he'll be on your trade block soon, huh?
Nah, no, I don't think so. I think I'll keep him for red zone for a while. It looks good. Yeah, this time I'm not gonna pass. Like I told like some people when I left, I was dumb enough to delete my FOF playbook folder, so I don't have my passing playbooks, and I'm not gonna make them again. It took me a long time. So
This is the guy you moved up, and I remember
yeah.
I text Grim. I said, "Who took huge?" Because he didn't show on his not his stats, his bars. So I guess you
Yeah.
saw something.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was, I think he was like heavily masked, right? If you remember this Malkball mask bar stuff. So once I spotted him like before the draft, I said, okay, maybe he falls a bit. Only like a couple of GMs will move up for him. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't my plan. Like I was planning to take like a offensive lineman when I took the team. But then, I mean, I couldn't pass, right? And typically I look at the draft. I try to pick a few guys like in the first round that would be good, and then I look at the second round, and then afterwards, like during the week, I go from there. And I really didn't like the second round, so I said, okay, maybe it's not like a bad deal to trade my second round. And then I was also lucky that, like in some sense, that the website was not up at the moment, or it was like up and down. So not many people could contact other guys to trade up. So I was lucky to get like I think the Capital City GM to move up. Yeah, so he was good. We didn't have like a good wide receiver, so he was like a no-brainer. This guy I really wanted to get as well, like the guard. I was surprised that he fell to the fourth. I mean, I was pretty much resigned that I was not taking him, right.
I had a very close look at him on 332.
Yeah, I was just lucky. Yeah, this guy tried to move to the second. Like I contacted many people in this call to move up to their picks in the second. This was the guy that I really wanted to have like from this draft. I'm moving to 4-3. I still don't know why I have a 3-4. I think I just selected like the highest development for this year or whatever. So this guy was pretty good. He was like a linebacker in the pool, and I actually thought that Greenwood would take this guy in the second, so I was trying to move up ahead of him. He remembers me of Jonathan Bark, if you remember him, Grim Bark from the old times. Yeah, so I wanted this. Yeah, so he was a good target. He'll be like a cornerstone player, like young guy, 51% developed. Not very intelligent, but cannot have everything. I mean, we had 15 picks, so we're not going to go through all of them. The goal was to have as many picks as possible to take some pieces for this team. I had to let some veteran guys go anyway because of the cap. So this guy was pretty good, but I mean he's making money like a quarterback, like 70 million per year, but so I cannot cut him. I know that this is the guy that I wanted to extend, so I had to make some trades. I'm getting to know more and more of his players. Like not ideal. I wouldn't go for low intelligence, but I mean, he's a pretty good guy, good special teams.
So do you
But
feel you feel very little work you need to put in the very beginning, since there's a lot of good solid players?
in some sense, yes, but also it's not the type of players that I would have, right? So I mean, every time we all build teams in different ways. So when I took the team, it was not like an empty cupboard as I said, but not the type of team that I would build. But enough people to play with, like in this first year, is not to suck. If they suck, it's all on me, right? It's all on the game planning. I'm starting from scratch. I had like the horrible idea of picking a balanced offensive coordinator, and I have no playbook for that. So I'm building some plays, but a good tight end as well. Pretty good. So this he will be like a cornerstone for many years. Yeah, he can run block. He can catch the ball. He will be good. So we have like two. Go ahead.
Yeah, you need to have a look at how much tight end salaries are in this league after me and Grim went mad the other year.
But he'll be fine. I mean, he'll have to work with the bonus. Like he has a high bonus, but it's fine. I mean, it's all accounted for. Like the next year, will be tough with the cap, but the year after, I think I have only 200 million in cap, so it'll be good. The receivers are not. They were like okay. Like these guys were having like 9 receiving touchdowns, so pretty good. Like a very solid receiver. But they took a hit like in training camp. So this guy in the 7th round is good. He's a good punt returner. That's all I wanted there in the 7th. So it's a pretty good team, and not very strong in special teams. So we're gonna play like tough ball and run and pass a bit and see what happens. Yeah, the center is good. He'll be. I think he plays for maybe 2 more years, so it's pretty good.
What do you think the outlook for Herman Hughes is then, Tizak? Because my suspicion is that when we look at him, for example, through Clay Scout, he's good. He's really quite good, but I think he's going to get better. Is that your expectation too?
Yeah.
Year 3, year 4, year 5, we might actually see that he's more like a 70 rated guy.
Yeah, I think he will. Yeah, he'll creep a bit more, maybe just 67, 66, 65. Mm-hmm. We can already see that from if we compare like the current route running, and the future, and if we compare like the current route running to the percent developed, if we just divide one by the other, we see that the future here is 64. It should be more like 70 something. Just dividing 20 by 0.27. We can do the math later, but so he'll creep a bit more. Yeah. These guys that are max, they creep for 1, 2, 3, 4 years, so they reach their full potential in the 5th year only. So he'll be fine, unless he gets hit by the SOD right during training camp. Then there's nothing you can do.
Sure, no guarantees, but yeah.
He's looking good. Yeah, and the endurance is crucial for me at this point. Like when you have like a bad turf, the injuries they tend to hit more the low endurance guys. So this guy will hopefully be injury free for many years. We'll see.
I quite like this endurance bar and wide receiver, not only because it means they're on the field a lot, but also as another kind of piece of evidence that he might actually be a bit better than this.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So he's good. I mean, I'm planning to not need like too many other wide receivers. So maybe one is enough. So we'll see.
It's funny, when I asked about him, Grim goes, Tizak picked him. Don't worry, he's going to be a superstar.
Yep.
You never know, right? Sometimes these guys, it really depends on training camp. Like They have like some like random up and down during training camp that makes it some difference, and then like during PS2. So I was saying I think I was like lucky. He had a good chance to be like 60 rated, but I think I was lucky with him and the guard as well, Rose. I think he bumped more than I expected. I think he will max out in run blocking, and the fullback as well. The fullback Thrasher, great name for a fullback.
Oh, this one right here.
Yeah, I think he'll max out in run blocking at some point. Yeah, or get to 95, 96. He'll be good.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. You guys who run well, do you guys use fullbacks in your game plan for blocking and stuff like that?
I
Anyone can
mean,
answer.
if
Go ahead.
they're on the field, they're going to be run blocking if you're running the ball.
Well, I meant, do you go? I should rephrase this. Do you go after fullbacks for the block? For instance, I don't have any fullbacks on my team. You guys run the ball.
I,
Are you going after fullbacks high in the draft to grab them for their blocking? Like, let's say second
not
round?
high. Like I would have taken this guy, but not in the third round.
He went what, fourth?
So you
I
don't
mean,
look
like
at
even
them
the
like
fourth
a
is
offensive
questionable for
lineman.
me.
So Rylan,
No.
here's a question for you, and this is like from back a while now, but I remember having some conversation somewhere where the idea that was presented and most people were in agreement with was that a fullback does not necessarily block better than just any running back that you put in there, and that the increase isn't that great. Is that true or not, in your opinion?
I don't have any math or statistical background to really answer that. I just think that they're not on the field very much because they're not playing 1-1-3, they're not playing 1-2-2, they're not playing 1-0-4. You know, they're just not in that many formations. So it's hard for me to spend that much of a draft pick on them. So if I can get a good one late, great. If not, then I'll just put a backup tight end in there or whatever.
All right. I thought you wanted more of a question in there, Red Zone. But that was it.
No, it really boils down to, is that fullback making more blocks or better blocks than a backup tight end or even another running back? And like I said, my understanding years ago was that he wasn't, so the impact was very little. Now, if you get a fullback to play special teams, that's gold, but this guy doesn't. So I don't know, if he gets to 100 run blocks, Zach, is that going to make a difference in your running game? Is that going to increase, the yards per carry or what?
It's going to be rare for a fullback to even get one run block opportunity per game. So yeah,
I mean, I
think
like
it's
the
very
guy. I would have taken
yeah,
him.
I was looking at him as well. I think it's like quite situational, maybe, right? Like, if you have a guy like this, then running the ball on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 out of a 2-1-2, you could get quite tempted by that, I think. I mean, he's a pretty good receiver as well, so he's a generically useful player, maybe.
Right.
This particular one.
Yeah, I would like him better if he had that bigger special teams part, because that's big. Your special teams uses a fullback somewhere or other. I had a breakdown that I got from somebody a year or two ago before I left. There's like 3 running backs and a fullback used on most special teams plays.
yeah, I think it's 2, but you need basically 2 running backs or fullbacks well play on your special teams unit.
Has anyone ever had success running the fullback?
Not in FOF 8 that I'm aware of. I remember in FOF 7 that there was a guy who took a fullback and made him his main blocker in the what was the league called? The ENFL.
I've tried to run the fullback a few times and not had much success with it. But I also play spreads, so I don't know if it would work out any other playbook.
This is a guy you could try to make your third and short running back, but it's really tricky.
So if he has hole recognition was at 90 something, you're saying since he's a fullback, he won't be able to run well?
Or he should be moved to running back.
Wow, when you
I
move
don't
him
think
to
that
running
goes
back,
well.
he's gonna lose all his ratings if you move him to running back.
No, you keep him as a fullback.
Yeah,
Have we seen a fullback with 90 hole rec?
Let's say that happens. Is there any close enough? All right, 70 something. Because you see running backs with 70 something hole rec that do very well in certain systems because they know how to use them well. I was just wondering, did Jim, the developer of this, tweak it that a fullback won't be able to do that?
I think it's hard coded that when fullback is generated that he can't have a whole recognition that's above 80. So,
Wouldn't you also
Have
have
a look
to?
at the fullback on Colorado.
oh yeah,
Wouldn't you also have to at least do the position change so you could see his speed to the outside bar and breakaway speed bars?
All right, here we go.
And you better not leave him at running back, but you'd want to see those bars, wouldn't you?
If this
wow.
person ran him, would he have numbers like Island's team running backs?
Well,
If he had good
he
blockers.
ran 9 times for 54 yards. He caught the ball 28 times for 240 yards. I mean, it's not nothing.
But again, what's his breakaway speed and what's his speed to the outside? If they're good,
Not
yeah,
not
run him.
much.
Well, if it wasn't for the endurance, I would love to see if this guy would work out, but
I mean, this guy
yeah,
should be a tight end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like that's the only way grabbing this guy in the first round makes any sense.
Yeah, I agree with that. He needs to play tight end.
Oh, yeah. He's a first round pick. Yeah.
mm,
Like I was interested in this guy last year, but not in the first round.
but if you are, then 37 targets and 9 carries, it's a little bit. It's not just a little bit; it's far too low.
Yeah. Way too low.
yeah, you didn't get any impact. No bang for your buck. First round pick.
Are the transitions very successful? Fullback, tight end, or tight end fullback?
Fullback tight end, I would say yes. You pretty much aren't going to have breakaway speed or big play receiving, I should say. But otherwise, yeah.
I've seen a lot of people do that. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Pfizer should change him over and get his money's worth.
Well, if he tries it and it says like 85% success or something, he shouldn't. He should leave him as a fullback, but then it's kind of a bit of a wasted pick, basically.
You want 90% or better, right?
I don't know. I mean, I think 90 is a bit low as well, to be honest.
All right, interesting conversation. Grim, you want to tell us about what you were looking to do with your team this season?
He's just stepped out, Clay. Just
Oh, he
like
did?
literally 30 seconds ago. Yeah.
All right, then we'll go to you, Boots.
Okay.
After the parade, what were you planning to do?
The pressure is on there. This is your
The
chance
pre-
to
the-
be the first to make it a three-peat.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's the pressure on you.
Well, yeah. Okay. Um, it's a lot of the same guys, and none of them are really old and past their best. Logan had just one of the all-time great seasons, basically, last year. He dropped a little bit Last year was his highest like overall rating that he's had in his career, and he's dropped back a little bit more down to what I think his sort of baseline looks like. So I'm not expecting him to play at quite such a high level, I guess, this season. And I think our receiver group is not quite as good as it was last year. Still all right. I mean, compared to some teams that we see, some of these guys probably don't look that impressive, but they work for me. Not Griffith, but the main ones are Shaw, who was a seventh round pick a few 7 seasons ago. He's a split end. This guy's kind of clutch in the postseason as well. He's very reliable touchdown scorer in the playoffs, basically. That's probably just a coincidence. I don't know if that really exists as any kind of a real, characteristic in game or something. So there's him, and then there's this Carlos McDaniel. I guess he's my sort of wide receiver too. This one. I mean, I know he's a 49 overrated guy, but I can use somebody like this to do some damage, I think. So if you look around the league, there's a lot of teams who these guys would be wide receiver 3, maybe even wide receiver 4 on the roster. But I think they're probably good enough to get to the postseason and to the playoffs, and then it's just up for grabs, right? Actually that's right. The secret sauce for this team is the 2 tight ends, Compton, who was like a really expensive free agent acquisition. He was the thing that pushed Moontown over the edge from like a solid playoff team into a real contender. So he's one, and he's still good, obviously. And then there's Thurman Curtin. He's like a sort of late round pickup as well, but he's like he can't block, right? But he's a pure big wide receiver. And those 2 guys can create some mayhem, basically.
I like this guy.
Yeah, I like him too. And look, he's cheap as well, right? Because he was a late round pickup.
Wow. Yes.
So he costs nothing for what he can produce, basically. So, there's no secrets. My teams are very often heavy on receiving tight ends. That's what I like to do.
As your running backs. Who are your main running backs?
This guy Orsino was my lead back last year because he's got a big endurance bar, pretty much. That was the main reason, so he can reliably get on the field. And he did fine. 1,000 yards. Pretty good. Blair as well, he's good, and he's like we talked about a little bit, he's this kind of running back 2 special teams guy as well. Neither of these, the one thing that my running backs can't really or don't have the bars for is a lot of catching the ball, to be honest.
So this was your 1-2 punch, basically.
Yeah. And that's the same guys again, and they look pretty similar to what they looked like last year. So, hopefully we'll see similar results.
I love Blair.
Yeah, I extended him this year. I mean, he's if you put him in the right situations, right, then he can do some damage, I think.
Yeah, because he, both your running backs over 4 yards per carry.
Yeah, and the offensive line is not really like sort of very specialized. In fact, it's not a very good run blocking unit, so that's quite good, I think.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, so it's this guy. He's all right. He's got a lot of cohesion, so that's of course his main asset. Who else has started? So this guy, the starter, he's my best player by overall rating, I think. He's not very smart, but I think you can get away with one of those. and especially if you're not really running the ball as a priority. Sanderson is the other guard.
Let me get him up.
Yeah, he's
Got him.
just under Garrison there. Yeah, he's more like a pass. Well, he's just generally good, I guess. He's also pretty dumb as well, to be honest, and not the biggest, but again, he's getting into his cohesion years now because he's on his second contract. So that's the O line here is not particularly impressive individuals, but it has cohesion to make it work. And then the tackles, there's Howard Turner. I mean, this is what
What happened?
this
What
guy
happened
plays.
to him?
Nothing. This is what he's like. This is what he looks like. But I mean, he plays way better than his bars, right?
We talked about this. I think it was one show or two shows ago about your team, Boots, where you just
Yeah.
pick players that are good at one thing and one thing only, and very successful. And I think it was your defense. Your defense was allowing only, I think, 15 points per game.
Yeah, that's what we looked at, but it's kind of the same on the offense as well. This guy has dropped a little bit, but I mean, he's got loads of cohesion. He's smart. He's big enough to play tackle. So
So you telling
you
all the
know,
GMs in the league, hey, you can pick up anybody. Don't even look at the bars. Look at how they play.
um, no, that's not what I'm saying. But if you invest in building, if you sort of value cohesion, then players like this maintain their value over a long period of time. I think that's what I'm saying.
Okay, you're bringing up a good subject here. If you have players that have been with your team and they build that cohesion, no matter what the bars are, they can still possibly, as he's showing, play better than what his bars are displaying.
Yeah, yeah. But then you're into thinking about, sort of units of players. How do they work together, right? And I think it does. You do need to carefully consider what you do in the game plan. So, for example, even though Moontown is quite a balanced team, and I like to pass the ball as much as possible, but I can't pass a huge amount with a guy like that playing left tackle, right? Because he just can't stand up to 700 pass attempts per season. Yeah, and this is the controversial guy that I picked up. So I traded my first rounds this year to get this guy last year from Ben, right? And there was, a little bit of controversy about whether I should be giving Ben a first round pick for a guy like this. Um, I think this is I mean, I'm delighted with this guy, to be honest. I know Ben took him in the sixth, but he turned out to be a first round talent offensive tackle, in my opinion. Yeah, so all of the main components are back again. So hopefully we'll be able to make another good run.
I like this guy, McConnell.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit like the guy that Tizak drafted this year, right? Battle. He wasn't a linebacker when he started, but he's a sort of slight. He was drafted outside the first round and can be a cornerstone type player, basically.
If his endurance was high, because these are my two favorites up here, plus some played.
Yeah, I think he doesn't play base formation, but the rest he can play with an endurance like that.
I remember when you drafted him, Flowers.
Yeah, he's listed as a safety, but I play him as a cornerback.
Are you happy with your picks and your free agency picks, Boots?
Yeah, I think so. My first pick was the last pick in the second round, so there's a limit on what you can. Well, there's a lot of the best talent has gone already by then. So my second round pick was this guy Harvey. Yeah, he's like a slot corner type, right? So he's going to be a good run defender, really good zone guy. His punt returner as well. He'll probably be reasonably, his interception bar is good. His play diagnosis would be nice if it was a bit higher. It's nothing fancy, but he's going to work. He's going to work in my defense, and if his bars stay like this, he'll play for 12 seasons. I hope. Yeah, I was like boring picks, right? Line, inside linebacker and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these guys. This guy was a free agent
I like
pickup.
this guy. I don't
Yep.
like his intelligence, but I like his pass
Well,
blocking.
he's no stupider than the guys I got already. So you know.
I like that.
You make
Yeah, and actually his development is almost 50% as well. That's quite nice because that's something that
Uh,
when you're a sort of contender team, developing your talent becomes much harder, right? Because you can't be giving a lot of starts to rookie offensive linemen and stuff like that.
yeah, the best you can do is put him on your special teams unit.
Yeah, and if he's first man up if somebody gets injured or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he jump up in ratings?
so you guys don't like to throw them in there into the fire and let them just gain the experience?
If you're trying to win a bowl, you can't. I don't think you absolutely cannot in the playoffs, and then maybe you can find a couple of games in the regular season, but it's risky, I think.
I think you can get away with one rookie, but that's about it.
One, yeah, and offensive line would not be the first place I would, you know, yeah. So that's I got a lot of these kind of rookie or year two wide receivers. That is, I got a sort of similar puzzle with how do I get them enough reps so that they become good players while also, you know, targeting 12 wins, let's say.
Did your season turn around when you got Logan Boots?
I had Logan for 1 or 2 seasons before we started to put the long winning run together. Um, but I mean, yeah, of course, he's an absolutely key piece, right?
I remember
What
you were
was
Because
his
ecstatic when you got him.
oh yeah, oh yeah, because then I knew I was on the way, right?
maybe we talked about this before, but was he hurt a lot in the first 3 seasons?
Yeah, yeah. I was really quite concerned that he might be an injury-prone guy, and that was gonna um, limit what I could do with him.
He played
Um,
all the games in the last 4 seasons.
but yeah, I mean, touch wood, his injury problems hopefully a bit behind him now.
All right. Grim, are you here?
I am here.
We were trying to get to you to see or talk about your team.
No, I really don't want to.
I know you don't, but since you're here, we'll speak about them anyway.
Ah,
You're not happy?
no, no,
Why?
just not a good off season for us. I mean, I traded for that Tease, Devin Tease, the right end. Traded my first for him because I just wasn't seeing much at the end of the draft. So he should be good. His endurance is a little bit low for what I'd like for a defensive end, but I'm thinking I can get him to be a 15 sack guy. Um,
I like the
Chuckle,
pick.
yeah. Chuckle's retired. That kind of sucked. I was hoping to have him maybe one more year. I would have to get him in free agency again. Corbin Sandlin, my QB, he's going to be starting. My thought was, keep this guy around for years to get the cohesion. And then this offseason, he tanked like 12 points. It's like he almost looks worthless now. It's like, Jesus Christ. So,
Oh man, that's tough.
yeah. I mean, 37 rated isn't much better than a 26 rated, but it's still better. So he kind of crapped out. I'm probably going to give him like 8 games, and then we'll go to the rookie I got, who CMAX had said that he's in the top 100 rookies for some reason. So
Yeah, I don't understand
I
that.
have a
My
quick
guy's
question.
there too, and he
I,
doesn't
I
look at
like the
3
trade for
minutes.
Tease, but what makes you think he's going to double his sack number?
because he'd be um, Jugs had him on rotation because he has 4 stud defensive ends, so he wasn't. I mean, yeah, click on him again, Clay. I don't think he started.
We talking about him?
Yeah, So he only started 13 games. He'll start every game for me. Um, I definitely think I can get double-digit sacks out of this guy. So yeah, because he'll be playing more than Jugs had him playing. Like I said, he was a rotate. Jugs was also playing him on the left side, and typically left defensive ends get less sacks than right defensive ends. So I'll have him on the right side.
Yep.
And Turner, my left defensive end, he'll be playing left, and yeah, we'll go from there. I don't have a lot to be excited about Clay right now. I mean, Wilms I think will be okay, but we just lost a fuck ton of cohesion on the O line as well. With my Adrian Donahue, a center that wasn't very good. I kept him around forever, but he played well because of the cohesion. So
Wums did very well for you.
yeah, and I'm gonna try to get him some more screens thrown to him this season, and yeah, just I'm gonna probably throw him the ball a little bit more. Um, my wide receivers, I've got great cohesion with them, but that Simmons character, he was my double team guy because he had a route running of like 80 something, and that just dropped to 60. So now he's not even my top route running guy. So that sucks.
You got
So
hit hard, it seems.
yeah, oh god, yeah, no, a lot of people. Dan Starks, I think he actually went up a couple points.
Yeah, I think
But
so.
But yeah, I just don't know what we're gonna do this season. Like quarterbacks
I
up in
love
the
I,
air.
I, lo- I love that average per catch on Starks. That is a classic Williamsburg wide
Yeah,
receiver.
right. And I don't
Yeah,
even throw this
like
guy.
20 yards per catch per on average or whatever. That's
Yeah, and I don't
really
even
often.
throw this guy deep very often. So he just
Really?
when he decides to make plays, he decides to make plays. I mean, he'll have a game, 6 games where he's getting 30 yards a game, and then he'll have that 150-yard game out of nowhere. So,
He's
but
catching
we'll
like 40% of his
His whole
passes.
stat. Yeah, exactly. I was going to say his whole stat line is like Williamsburg wide receiver.
yep,
Not really low catch percentage, massive average per catch.
yep,
Yeah.
yeah. Per target, I always suck. I mean, look
Yeah,
at
per
the
target, not so much. Yeah, but per catch, they're just ripping off these massive plays,
yep,
80-yard touchdowns or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
So
but you are correct. You don't throw. He's only 14% of the time. Almost 50% of the time you throw to him. He's targeted.
Yeah.
yeah,
I bet you that's slot receptions, 104 or something like that.
no, he's actually my Z guy. He doesn't play in the slot on any
Oh, is he?
formation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But
So yeah, I mean, go ahead.
did the guy have like one or two very long catches?
I think
Yeah,
his long for the year was 40 or something.
I can tell you don't play Williamsburg that often, Matthijs, because the thing you have to well, if you look over one of their game plans, it's all these like spreads set slot guys running deep fades and just like not catching the ball that often, but when they do, it's just going for crazy big number. Yeah, look at this guy.
yeah. This is the guy. This
Oh,
is
this is
my
the one.
guy.
Yeah,
This is the one boost
yeah,
that you're talking about in the 005, the 041, 023. He's the slot guy
yeah,
running those deep
yeah,
fucking fades. So, I mean,
yeah.
again, his percentage is garbage, but when he catches the ball, he's getting 20 yards.
That is funny. Let's look at his how many times he targeted. 27 times. So he's your main guy.
Yep, he is. But, you know, just going through that PZAC stat stuff that Jugs reposted earlier about how many times people should be targeted. It's like, man, my targets are way the fuck off according to these guys' route running. So I got to target this everybody a little bit less. Maybe get Starks a few more fucking targets, and yeah, I don't know.
Oh, he's okay, I think, on 130 targets. That guy. It's maybe slightly over, but not much.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Perez is pretty good. I like him for a 3rd round guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My 2 tackles are still okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, this is the guy that I got shit for paying so much, and he made the Pro Bowl last season. But I think it was Garion saying something about not being able to re-sign him. I'm like, well, what makes you think I won't be able to re-sign him? He's like, his his bonus, and sure as shit, he wants like if I try to renegotiate him, he wants like another I think 19 million this year. It's like, well, I'm kind of out of money now, so because I had to re-sign Tease.
Yeah, well, I mean, just because he goes to free agency, I mean, you might still get him anyway, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'd be able to pay money for him. This guy's been on the team for a while. He's been backing up, like I said, my long time. Well, he's livid, so but that should hopefully change. That should hopefully change because he'll be starting every game.
Yeah.
This guy kind of went down. He projected, I think, last season to be in the 50s, and he went down this year. I mean, I got hit everywhere, so
Who you
yeah.
hap? Okay, it seems like there's a lot of people you're unhappy about. Who are you happy about
Uh,
besides the defensive end you got from Oakland?
well, I like Guthrie. I mean, he had a great season last season, his rookie season, but again, he went down a little bit in his projections. He projected out to be, I think, a 70 last season for me, and some of his bars dropped down a little bit. So it's like, I'm really not happy with anybody on the fucking team right now. I'm just not.
I hear you.
Just I lost a lot of cohesion. My affinities are kind of in a bad way right now.
It's funny you said that
If
last season, yet you make the playoffs again.
Well, I say it every season, Clay, that I think I'm going to suck, and then we'll go at it. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the game fucking works, brother.
if your quarterback had not retired, would you basically revise your, you know, feeling about where your team is at too? I think we're in an okay place.
Yeah, I think if I got Chuckles one more year, well, again, I would have had to bid on him in free agency. I think I'd be a little bit more happier. But again, even with his retirement, I thought the
He
Sandlin
retired,
guy,
yeah.
yeah, I thought the Sandlin kid, without dropping 12 points, I thought he might have done okay. So,
Mm.
Why
yeah,
did
just,
why didn't you go for the guy I picked up? Because he was sitting there for a long time, and I
it's just
I got him
how
at the
much are you
very end.
paying him?
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and
I didn't, I wasn't even really looking, brother. And I actually missed that, the second free agent stage. I missed that one completely. So,
maybe that's why, because
Yeah,
the site
I,
was going in and out.
I
yep.
totally missed on this guy too.
Oh yeah, I saw your post on that.
Yeah, I was mostly shocked because I tried to trade for this guy like 3 off seasons straight, and I kept saying, if you ever want to get rid of him, I'm here. I'm gonna send you a lot of picks, but no.
Yeah, no, and I like him. I mean, sense rush is over 50 and that scrambling ability, and he's big.
I needed a backup, and so he was just sitting there, and I'm like, why isn't anyone picking this guy up? And so I just put in the money in. I think Dale, you were trying to get on the site, but I guess the website was off, and you couldn't do your file. Is that what happened?
No, not really. When I noticed him, I was like, whoa. I did a lot of stuff and that export, and was like, okay, I can redo it and try to sign this guy. And then I was also like, wait, nobody tried to get him in post draft free agency. Nobody tried to get him for training camp for the first preseason games. So it's, everybody missed that he was on the market.
But his avoid interception is horrible. I mean,
Yes.
Probably, yeah.
I would only use him as an emergency, right? With the high sense rush, you can still play with him, but otherwise, it's
It's 28, right? Correct.
yeah, it's very low.
Mm.
It's torture.
That's why I was having him as a backup.
Yeah, I think as a backup, like as an emergency guy, is fine, but I wouldn't have him as the main guy. I mean, it's just torture, right? Difficult to win with him.
Island, why don't you tell us about your Toronto team? Dominant team you have.
Well, I think we covered it earlier. Mostly, we're just running the ball. We're not very good at throwing it, and tried to put some money into the defense.
Any exciting picks that you had?
No, my draft was not very good. I don't think this linebacker is particularly exciting. I bet a lot of people wouldn't even look at a linebacker in the first round because who wants to pay this guy $40 million a year in a few years?
You do have probably the best group of linebackers in the league, though, at the moment. So, adding strength to strength.
Yeah, I mean, I won't be able to. I hopefully won't need to play that guy, to be honest. So I won't get much out of him his rookie year.
Yeah, your linebackers.
One of my questions I had for myself is why the hell did I pay my mediocre left tackle $57 million?
This guy right
I
here.
have no idea what I was thinking. Yeah, I have no idea what I was thinking when I paid this guy all this money.
Oh, I was
I
going to say
noticed that.
cohesion, but he hasn't. This is his first year on your team. Shit.
Yeah. It was like free agency stage 1-2, and I noticed that Toronto had like $450 million of contract offers to offensive linemen or something. It really mad.
Yeah, and
He
I
didn't
think
get
the
all
other
of
guys
them.
that I didn't get were better than this guy, and I paid this guy more than I think any other offensive lineman got paid. So I don't know what I was doing here. Not a great offseason for us.
This is one of those front page guys. He's been there forever.
There were a lot of teams bidding on Wilson.
Yeah.
I mean, I do know that I tried to lowball a bit on that guy. But yeah.
So this guy hopefully is on the bench for another 2 years because he's so low developed.
I have a question for you guys, all you guys, with center. Well, I can see it doesn't matter for you. The weight being at 275, does it matter too much? And the reason why I asked that, I had a center with high bars, but he was 282, and he didn't perform. But I have other centers who are 295, 292, and stuff like that, and they perform with a little less of bars. Why is it the weight? And what I mean by performing, he was giving up a ton of sacks, a ton, but he had a high strength and a high passing block bar, but still was giving up a lot of sacks.
I don't think individual offensive line performance is really that representative. I think you got to take that group as a whole.
Okay, I was
That's
always
what I've
weary
always
about
heard
taking
too.
centers who were less than 290 something pounds because of that experience I had with someone with very good bars.
That's the
Yeah,
same
no,
thing
I
I've
don't.
always heard too, though. You take your whole offensive line and the other team's defensive line, and the dice rolls are based on that, and they randomly assign a sack or a hurry or a missed block,
Gotcha.
key run block.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think weight's that big of a difference on a center. I've had light guys and I've had guys over 300 pounds do well. So
And do you get that same experience on defense? Meaning, if you're playing a 3-4 and you have lightweight defenders, D linemen, are they going to perform a lot less than if you had
My
heavier
fear is
guys?
they
Go ahead.
my fear is they get pushed around in the run game a little bit, but I don't think it's going to stop a 275-pound guy from getting sacks.
Okay, that's basically where I'm going with that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a small modifier, right? And it's always like a decision you have to make if you prefer like a higher rated guy with a undesirable weight, or you go to slightly lower ratings but a more like a better measurements and weight?
So
Who's
you,
that?
so you can take a weak left outside linebacker, right? And you can put him in a DE position on a 4-3. Would that work on a 3-4 defense?
Can you look at my team and
Sure,
pick,
we can do that.
and take a look at my
Why am I blanking on your team?
Muslice
Master
I got it.
Atlanta.
and
Oh,
take a
I'm
look at
sorry.
my weak side linebacker, who's listed as the right defensive end.
Hmm.
He's 229 pounds, and he's been my starting defensive end for 4 seasons now.
But have you ever had?
I'm not sure he's working out, but
Well, what I was going to say, have you ever had someone like this size put up 10 sacks at a defensive end position?
I'm not sure he can because of the endurance. So I won't play him on every down. But
Let's say he had.
I'm
Let's say
I'm
he
torn
had
on
the.
this guy. I'm torn on whether this guy can work or not.
Let's say
His
he had
his
the endurance, and that's where I'm trying to get to. If it was fully stacked, this guy's bars, but yet you put him out as a defensive end, would he have the double-digit sacks that a DE, which is fully stacked, have?
At the moment I'm tempted to think that I'm spoiled by thinking the pass rush technique of 77 is really a 77. But looking at his overall pass pressure numbers, he's probably more playing like a 50, maybe a 40. So
can you pull up the 2135 Clay on his player statistics at the top?
Oh, sure. Let me do that. Let me get back to it.
And then look at his tackle percentage of this guy, right? He's not good in the run game. He's
no, his play diagnosis is 0. So
Well, that would come down to your ideal weights chart, wouldn't it? I mean, they're not going to play that well if they don't have the ideal weight. I mean, it's going to drop a little.
Yeah, I think that's what we're kind of looking at.
That's what I'm
Red
trying
Zone.
to find out, Red Zone. If this
Well,
guy
if you look at,
was
you said you had a center that weighed how much that didn't play well?
282,
The 291 is the center's ideal weight. The 295 guy, that makes sense that he would outplay the 282.
I just went back and looked. I had a 236-pound outside linebacker put up 12 sacks for me in a 4-3.
Wow.
as a defensive end.
I mean, he's just like this. He's a outside linebacker, but I play him at defensive end,
Okay,
and he got 12 sacks.
there you go.
At right
Now,
defensive
now,
end?
now, with that,
Yes.
which is perfect. That's the question I was asking. He actually answered it. I want to know if I, as a 3-4 defense, can grab that same player that you're speaking of, Ryland, and I can put him on my defensive end. Would he also do the same?
And what are the key factors for that performance? Endurance, technique, strength,
Like
I
diagnosis,
mean,
is
punch and
weight
hit, or what?
is weight from two different
it's technique.
defenses heavily weighed in Jim's calculation.
Yeah.
But we have to look at
But
the
you
team
got to return
performance
that
as
somehow.
well.
I mean, if you're looking at the 3-4, I believe that the weight counts more than it does in a 4-3.
Agreed.
It's just like the height.
And that's what I believe you're correct on that as well. Because I see players that are solid, but they're small and stuff. And I feel like I couldn't put them on a 3-4 defense because they're not going to perform. But on a 4-3, they'll perform very well, like you're proving to us with that linebacker you just talked about.
Did he have high endurance?
No, he did not. Like middling, like 40, 50.
This guy's is 18 that we're looking at. So that could
Yeah, I
be
mean, endurance is a separate question from weight. Like as far as a 3-4 end goes, I have a 278-pound defensive end playing 3-4 in another league, and he put up 11% pass rush rate.
Well, question answered then.
Yeah, but the thing with these defensive stats is that so someone was just saying this now. For instance, for sacks, there's like a dice roll, and typically it's weighted towards the player that has in the defense that has the highest pass rush technique, right? So you have to look at the other players, and that's why I asked Rylan about the team performance. So if all the other players are they just suck, you can really pump the stats of some guys if you want, or just not pump, or just they just happen by the game design. So I have to look at the team performance. Well, if this guy has like a good like 11% pass rush percentage on a pretty good defense, like everyone else is good, then that's really remarkable.
This guy
He
is
was the
probably
second or third best technique on that team.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
T-Zach, you just go ahead.
I suspect this guy is my third best on the formations he's on in pass rush technique.
T-Zach, you and Red Zone brought up something. You said that you're adding up all the pass blocking of the offensive linemen. That's 5 guys. So on a 3-4, if you only have 3 guys rushing, you don't have a blitz coming in. So you're only adding up just the 3 defensive linemen to get past the 5. Based upon what I'm hearing from you two stating that.
I don't know about that. That's a good question. I have to ask Mr.
Also,
Red Zone,
Quicksand.
you just said that, correct?
Sending 4 is considered the regular. That's not a blitz. Sending 5 is a blitz in 3-4.
Okay.
Yeah, one of your outside linebackers is going for it all the time, right?
Boy, I'm no expert, but I would think that it comes down to you take the 5 offensive linemen, add their pass blocking together, and divide by 5, and you got a number. Take the 3 defensive linemen, add their pass rush technique together, divide by 3, you got a number. Whichever's greater is going to have the advantage. But I'm just guessing. That's common sense to me, but that may or may not apply to this game.
Yeah, I don't know how the game is what is the dice roll and how the engine goes, but there's like some interesting like wrinkles with the 3-4 and 4-3. If you look at Chesapeake, Mr. Quicksand defense, that's pretty interesting, right? The 3-4 that he is run like forever.
That might be a good question for Ben. Maybe he knows.
What are you thinking of here, T-Zag?
Sorry, what I think about this implementation.
You said it's interesting what is going on at Chesapeake in a 3-4.
Yeah, like he runs like a particular type of game plan with the 3-4 that makes it very effective, I think, or it has made for many years. I haven't looked at his team recently. So I think he invented this way of play, the 3-4 that some of us replicated. I did this for some years, the defensive ends and so on. But I have to look at the game plans, I think. But it's interesting. I mean, I don't know exactly how it goes, like how the... Yeah, I know like in FOF 7, it was like a lot more natural to get sacks with the outside linebackers, right? And in this in 3-4 in this version, it's much harder. For instance.
Yeah, I don't think Quick has changed his defensive game plan in
forever
40 seasons.
Yeah.
And I play him twice a year, if not 3, and it's always the same, no matter what.
What are we saying is unique about it?
I think it's the game plan, the way that the blitzes are called and so on. So.
Where is this? It would be under...
I think if we look at...
I'm looking for the sacks and the sacks percentage. I guess
Yeah,
we can do this right here.
Opposing lineman.
It's opposing lineman, yeah.
Yeah.
You're on the lineman to go to the one beneath it, opposing lineman?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so
I'm having a quick look at the you guys that's been in the league recently. You know, I've been running these defensive numbers. So Chesapeake plays 3-4 and doesn't blitz.
And it doesn't look like they're pressuring the quarterback.
No,
They're very low. They're about the lowest on sack percentage.
he's playing to stop the run and
Sack
cover.
lowest, yeah.
Yeah, not this season, but we have to look at the previous years.
The previous year, sure. We can go to.
Like when we had a good team. I don't know.
Where is he? Let's.
Top four, right?
Yeah, he's right
Yeah,
here.
he's fourth.
Yeah.
For sack percent, is it sorted by, or no? What's it sorted by? Sorry.
It's the opposing pass rush percentage.
Yeah.
And let's go to 33, 31. So if you look at.
Yeah, he's near the bottom again.
Yeah, I mean, this will fluctuate from year to year depending on how well the team does, if you're playing from the lead or not. But I mean, just shows there are like different ways to call the difference, right? Depending on the pieces that you have.
Yeah, so Tizak, if you didn't notice in the general discussion forum, there's a bunch of like defensive stats that I generated for the last. I actually didn't do it last season, but I did it for the 4 seasons before. And it was looking at this question of like basically pressure rate versus blitz amount. Well, that's one of the things I was looking at.
Well,
And it seems to be very loose. I mean, I don't see much connection between blitzing and getting pressure on the opposition quarterback, to be honest. I mean, it looks more like it is just naturally variable, and then also typically the teams that have the highest pressure rates have just got the best defensive players.
because I was going to say, look at last season, Houston. They were a 9.5 sacks percentage. Let's look at their defensive linemen.
And Houston has been the most consistently good pressure generating team for 4 seasons or something like that.
Which makes sense. He's a very good defensive GM.
So here's one of his guys. And let me see who else. Let me grab his guys.
Yeah, I mean, these are just total studs, right?
Did he play? No, he didn't play. He wasn't his starter. Trying to find his starter. He might have lost him. Yeah, I think he lost him. So let's just look at his other two guys here.
Now it looks more like he's rotating a lot. So one game, one player is starting because the opponent started in a 2-1-2, and the other games, another player is the starter because the opponent started in a 1-1-3.
He plays a 3-4, I assume.
Yeah.
Because in the 3-4, it seems like the left end always gets more sacks than the right. It seems reversed on the 3-4. So this is his guys, and he generates a 9.5 sacks percentage.
Well, Jeffries is a new guy for his team.
Yeah, that's right. Houston and
Oh,
Outer
that's
Banks
right.
were the big spenders in free agency this season.
So you even have that guy. You didn't have this guy either last season. Well, you did. 20.
Yeah, he signed him last season. He traded for him even. Right.
So his outside linebacker.
Now I'm gonna have a look at the trends for him.
So
Yeah, and Houston is another guy that plays a 3-4 and doesn't blitz. Well, when I say doesn't blitz, he can send his weak side linebacker, but he's not blitzing two players ever in the whole season.
I think the thing with the blitz is that it's highly situational dependent. So if you do this like on first down consistently, I'm not sure it helps much with the pressure.
Yeah.
If you're playing from the lead and blitzing on third down, it's a different story. So that's
I agree. And then things like the play calling for your defensive coordinator comes into the picture as well.
Yeah, there's so many variables, like it's difficult to isolate.
It is very hard, yeah. Yeah.
Plus the cohesion matters a lot.
Yeah.
But I think generally, like we all agree that it's a balance between blitz and pressuring the quarterback versus a better pass defense, right? A better coverage unit. If you blitz more, you have less guys in coverage, and then if you get to the quarterback, you'll do well. If not, you do bad.
I
Because I think one of the interesting like game time decisions is if you don't have good pass rushing players, how much do you dial up more blitzes to compensate? That's an interesting game time decision in
oh,
FOF, I think.
that would be a good test to try. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult because there's such variance game to game as well. Yeah.
What I
So I
d-
think looking at pages like this to see what your kind of pass rush success rate is as a team level over the season is quite helpful in trying to decide whether to dial things up or down. Actually, this is giving you quite a lot of information.
Yeah,
but no,
especially like in my in my previous life when I was passing the ball every down, let's say. I could tell like from this screen, like if I play Houston, for instance, I'm gonna have a hard time, right? It's not gonna be a good game. And then conversely, if I'm going to one of the teams at the bottom, let's say Capital City or whoever that doesn't have like a strong pass rush, it could be like a good day for the quarterback.
see, I like hurries because that's incompletes. That's
Yeah.
just as good as to me for me sacks.
Yep.
Yeah,
You got a guy with 20 sacks and 15 hurries, or a guy with 10 sacks and 30 hurries. Uh, I might take the hurries.
Sacks can change the game with a fumble, though.
True.
Yeah, and they cost yards as well. But I do take the point that a hurry is still good.
But
I mean,
those
I think
hurries, those
pass
hurries
rush
end drives.
percentage is more important than sack percentage.
Yeah,
Those hurries end drives, though. They force punts. That's usually third down.
they do.
It's interesting what you just said, Ryan. It's not on here. Pass rush percentage, sacks percentage is here, but not the pass rush percentage.
It's the far right column, isn't it?
Is that it? Oh yes.
It is, I think, yeah.
Is it? No, because in the in game, if you look at a player, let's do it right now. They're just single digits.
Right, and then you add them up, and that's your team's
Oh, I
percentage.
see what you're saying. Okay, I follow you.
Yeah, exactly.
What I do like is that if I have a 3-4, that I can put a lighter player on my team. I do like that restriction on me if it's there. Because then it makes me think I need to do X, Y, and Z. Maybe I can put one player, but I can't do my whole front line like that. Is there anything in the game that you guys scratch your head that you like to know based upon the
What's up?
questions we're asking?
What's up with this 100 best rookies list? How did they come up with that? Because Grim said his quarterback's on there, mine's on there. And they're not that highly rated. How are they among the 100 best rookies?
Where is that?
I believe it's on the front page. On the,
Yeah, it's their website, Clay.
Oh, okay. Uh,
I'm just scratching my head. I think my QB is number 27. He's the 27th best player in the draft. Not by my scout, unless I'm just missing it completely, and I should just put him in there and leave him there forever and ignore it.
I think it's
I
just a
think there's,
gigantic
I think there's,
waiting for quarterback.
yeah, that's part of it.
He didn't make the green page. How can he be among the 100 best? I don't know. I just thought it was odd. What about is Grimm's on the green page?
as for quarterback,
Yeah.
the only quarterback
No.
there is this
No.
guy, Matt Love.
Yeah, not Love. That's the guy I looked at. There were two. See, he doesn't have much of a timing bar. His sense rush is less than my guy. Um, I liked the bars that my guy had better. He had the better combines by a good bit. The bar scores were pretty close, so I took my guy. Well, at this point, it's looking like I should have took. Well, I couldn't have took him. He went at 14. He would never have been there at 2.7.
I have a rookie quarterback. Well, he's not a second year quarterback. You guys are welcome to have him.
Mm.
This guy right here.
Mm.
He's got sense rush and timing.
Didn't he go up a little bit this year, Clay?
A little bit, yes.
What do you want?
We'll talk after.
I mean, we don't have anybody, so
I would take. I would probably take a second or a third, and a third with a fourth with him. A second by itself, or a third and a fourth. Or you can negotiate with me. Maybe you might have a player I might like, but I don't want him on my team. But his salary, so you know, by the way, is this.
yeah, that's not a problem. I started out with
Yeah, it's all
570.
bonus.
Hey, I started out with 570 million, and I still got 100 left.
And I rolled the dice trying to take him in the first round, as you can see. That's why his salary's where it is.
I
And
mean, Coyote Vice, wherever you are, thank you.
so, but he's just gonna sit on my bench, and then when his contract is done, he's off my team.
So what about your team then, Clay? I think you've been around everybody else, haven't you?
Yeah, why don't we do yours, Clay?
No, we haven't
Maybe not
spoken
much
to.
dice, much lice. Yeah.
Yes, let's get to his team.
You can go first.
No, 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 no. We're gonna get to yours.
Go ahead, Mateus.
Well, the big elephant in the room is our quarterback situation.
Who do you want me to start with?
Like everyone.
No, but really, this might be the season to switch to the other guy.
Wow, I didn't. Marsh is 11 seasons in now.
Yep.
Wow, he really has had a long career with you, hasn't he?
He dropped a bit. He's been on and off. Some seasons he's okay, and others he's throwing away in a couple of games, and then we missed the playoffs like last season.
Mm.
We never should have let the division slip through our fingers. But
Yeah. Although
this might
it
be the
is quite
season.
tough, your division, isn't it?
We even swept Bordeaux, but yeah, it wasn't enough. Yeah, so probably I'm switching to Joseph, but I'm still not sure. I played extremely well in preseason, but he's in his fifth season. He's very underdeveloped.
Joseph, Danny Joseph.
Yeah, Danny Joseph.
Mm.
So he doesn't have the reps to prove he's worth it. I
Wow.
I did think maybe this guy is gonna be my starter, so I signed him to a longer contract early in the season for 3 seasons to have him cheap
Mm.
for 3 seasons.
He looks a bit like Logan, man. His bars and his size and everything.
I'm still not sure about his
I'll
his
get
sense
Logan
rush
up.
is. I like his sense rush. It's better than Marsh, and somehow my offensive line hasn't been able to protect Marsh, despite that we have two of the top 5 most expensive linemen on the team. So yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a Logan Light version then.
Yeah. Definitely a light version, but he's got the big long passing, big scramble,
Yeah, the his
timing, accuracy, sense rush, all kind of about the same. That's what I was seeing, thinking he looks quite similar.
his avoid interceptions must be pretty good because his overall is like 52.
Mm.
I'm not particularly fond of his 40-yard dash, but it's below 470, so it
Yeah,
sounds like he's good enough to make a play.
What's
yeah, it's
what's the site showing his avoid interception number at?
62.6.
Wow.
Right.
yeah. So pretty nice.
Marsh is up there though too.
I know, but Marsh has still been throwing interceptions.
I wonder if that has to do with his height.
He's 5'11". No, I don't think he's
5'10".
5'11".
5'10".
He's 5'10", Marsh. Right. Wow.
Yes. He can't see over the lineman.
So I know what Grim would do.
I wouldn't sign him to begin with, or draft him for that matter.
Okay, so Joseph is he's only 25, and I basically I wasted his first couple of seasons because he barely improved. But don't be shocked if he's our starter on day one.
Well, you have a tight end to help him out.
We have 2 tight ends.
Oh, you do? Okay.
This is Montans.
That's my guy.
Oh, that's your guy.
This is Montans. But my guys
Yeah.
are not far off.
No, they aren't. And
This
you're
is
not paying
actually-
them 68 million a year.
Yeah, but this guy's payday is coming next off season, and Bullock is the other guy, and he got his payday this off season. He's now on a 40 million contract per year. So, I still wish we would be even closer to 800 yards for both guys, or 900. But this is as good as it gets, I guess.
Yeah, it's quite difficult because you can't get the second tight end on the field as much as the other guy usually, right?
I really tried to make sure both would be on the field equally much. Hutchins' endurance isn't good enough to make him play on every formation.
How are your wide receivers?
My wide receivers are mostly route running bars and nothing else. So
Yeah. They're like Moontown guys.
I mean, I try to put them on the right formations, and I really liked how we did it last season with like 5 or 6 guys close to 500 yards. I think that's basically what I tried to aim for. I think Waldron also had he had a 900 yards. Okay, I think this was our leading receiver with 906 yards.
Again, with the height, do you guys don't mind height on wide receivers?
And I think it makes them better. It's just not a kill all. The QB that just seems to be a real drop off when they get down under 6 foot. 5'11", you might get away with. I've seen some 5'10" guys, but 5'9" is a no-no. It's one of the reasons I stayed away from Wyatt Harper. I wanted to, but I'm like, I'm not going to be like I've been in the past and start trading future firsts. And he wanted 2 future firsts since my first was already gone. And then I looked at 5'10", and I looked at his avoid interceptions. I said, no, we're just going to wait. I may live to regret that. But
Why doesn't Oxford get the ball?
Because he wasn't looking like this last season.
You must have looked
Hey,
something close
hey.
to this.
He was still underdeveloped, so this guy's gonna get into the mix this season for sure. I think Embry took a big hit in the preseason, and this guy's gonna replace him.
Oh, I didn't think you liked him. I was going to trade for him.
Oh no, I do like this guy. I just have too many guys that are like the same, so I put them all on the same in the same slots.
He looks amazing, this one.
I don't understand why he got only 16 targets, because he was on a lot of formations supposed to get more targets.
What kind of snaps did he play?
I don't remember. I know like I said, now I'm gonna put him on the.
He only played 200 pass plays.
Yeah, but what's his endurance like?
It's good.
His endurance is decent.
Yeah, okay. So I'm not sure why he wasn't. I mean, like I said, he's gonna play this season.
He seems like he doesn't get any love, but he can get love on Kansas.
Oh, but he's gonna get the love here. No,
I don't think
really.
he's eligible to be traded, is he?
Uh,
He just about is, isn't he? At 54.
only 54, but this guy,
I'm
he's got
pretty
the
sure Ben
highest
would say
right
you
rating.
can't trade him.
Oh, he's not gonna get traded. This guy. He's gonna
I don't
play on
know.
first and second down.
Clay's got a 36 future quarterback he could send you.
There you go. You hear that? Have a future
I'm afraid.
quarterback at send you.
Yeah, I wish you could send me Shannon, but you can't.
That I cannot do.
Okay, so we talked about Shannon, and basically Joseph was the tiebreaker for me to not redo my export and try to sign him after all, because I've got this guy waiting in the wings, and it looked like so maybe that was one of those moments where I was like when like I've got this guy, maybe this is going to be a season. Uh, why should I try to get another quarterback if I've got the guy ready? He should be doing well. Yeah, this is my first round pick. Not sure he's really worth 115, but he didn't make a big drop, so he should be okay, I guess. It's mostly the other guys that should make him not be a very the weakest
But
link.
but if he sticks around on your team and gets a lot of cohesion, he will be worth that
Yeah,
pick. I think.
it, this is the other guy, the left tackle, is the kind of guy that I'm most usually like a coin flip away from making him a starter or not.
This guy's
Uh,
awesome. Barrier.
yeah, I even considered not switching, but playing him at left tackle.
Mhm.
Uh, I might
He's
still
getting
do it.
paid like a left tackle.
Yeah,
He,
so
he had
he
his payday
is.
this off season. He requested like 50 million per season, and he got it.
Yeah.
Do you guys have more trouble in this league with the salary cap than in other leagues? For those of you that are in multiple,
I have no other leagues to play in, so I can't comment on it.
I think it is different, Ryland. Like the kind of the balance between how much you can spend on different positions. I think it is a bit different.
So is the IHOF much further into the future than most other leagues?
Yeah,
yeah.
50 years more, I think.
So do you find it easier to re-sign players here or harder?
It's harder for me, both with the no lack of a franchise tag and basically just every contract number is unfamiliar to me. Like
Yeah.
in all my other leagues, the numbers are all vaguely in the same ballpark, but here
Mm.
it's like I don't know if 10 million for a backup offensive lineman is a waste of money, or if that's cheap. Like I just don't have a sense of it yet.
Mm.
Like in other leagues, the rookie minimum is like 1 million or
Yeah.
1.5 million, and here it's like 2.5 million.
Stuff like that. Or the vet minimum is double here.
Yeah, so it adds up.
It's also hard to get guys on vet minimum here because late free agency sims in one stage, and the
Right.
veterans won't take the vet minimum offer in the first stage. They won't even let you offer it.
Yeah.
Whereas most
Yeah.
leagues run late free agency in at least two stages, and then you can send vet minimum offers in the second half of it.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to get them later on those vet minimum deals. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I mean, I don't think that was by design by Ben, but it in a way that's cool to make it harder to work with the cap.
Which I like. I do have a question for you guys. As you know, we have different stages, and then you see on the player's card it says, "I'm going to wait until stage 5," let's say. But that player goes earlier. Have you ever had that happen to you? Because a lot of people I know, they'll wait for before stage 5 comes, and then they'll load up on stage 5.
Yeah, it happens that they go earlier.
It's very frustrating when it happens.
Yes.
Well, for me, it means that if I think I really want a guy,
Hmm.
I guess I will at least get an offer in. Um,
No, you have your offer in, but you don't bump it up until the stage 5 is coming.
I hear ya. I mean, I, I think I tried it this off season to lowball a couple of guys, and I got one of them, and the other guy went to Toronto. But those were guys that were saying they were going to sign in stage 2. I think my defensive tackle not took it relatively
Is it
low.
is it Planish, that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, blemish. Hold on.
I think I
He's
lowballed on him.
I really like this pickup. I mean, it's a 1 year guy, but
And he dropped even, so
really nice.
I was
So,
scared
Boots,
that it would drop even worse.
for the people who like a player like this, help me understand, because this is the type of player type that I typically avoid.
Why?
Ditto. Yeah, I want to hear.
Why do
So
you
what?
avoid someone like this?
Because he doesn't have pass rush technique.
No, and he's a 3-4 defensive end playing defensive tackle, so he's out of position. And I like that to fit. I like to have the ideal front fit be where he's at.
Okay, I've got two things about this. So he does have pass rush strength, so he's got
Yep.
at least some value in that area.
Yeah.
But more important is this guy isn't going. None of my defensive linemen is going to play in every formation. So at times it's a gamble, but this guy is on my running formations. And I mean, it's still a gamble because some teams like to run out of the 1-1-3 and throw out of the 2-1-2. But yeah, in general, I try to get this kind of field when I think the other team's gonna run.
I generally,
Like, wouldn't you be able to get a guy with 70 run defense without pass rush strength?
I think they
For
are quite
half the
rare.
price?
I think they are rare. I mean, the way players are generated, it looks like a guy with this run defense and play diagnosis, at least on defensive tackle, is also gonna have a pass rush strength bar.
Okay.
I mean, it's basically a bonus. It's not by design that I signed this guy for the pass rush strength.
Yeah. I'll say something else about this guy as well, because what I like to have a couple of guys who are really near the end of their career who are still high rated, because I think they play to a high level without having cohesion.
I can see that.
That's what I like about this guy. I think he's going to come in and he's going to play really well for one season, yeah, and then he's off your cap next year. So
that's interesting
Boots, are you
because I
saying that's
normally avoid guys like that in their 12th year because I expect them to drop. I don't want to put money in them and then watch that overall drop. So that's interesting. That's an interesting perspective.
I'm
But
gonna
I,
I'm gonna ask a question because piggybacking off of Ryland's thing. When you look at, and I know you, Red Zone, you don't like them because you have to pay a lot of money at defensive tackles. So you're saying to yourself, are they really worth it? And so my question is going to be, you're using them for run defense. So what is a good run defense tackle percentage for DT, a defensive tackle? Like we know
I,
linebackers are about 15%, right?
I really don't believe in those numbers.
Okay.
To me, those numbers on an individual player
They're
are
team
not
generated.
worth anything. I only look at the overall numbers for my defense. I want bars, and I want to see my bars perform as a team.
Yeah, and maybe least of all for a defensive tackle.
So how do you
And
give
So,
them value then?
so basically, you're saying that I'm right. Get a big fat guy and plug him in there, and he'll stop the run.
I can only hope he does.
So how do you
I
give
mean,
them value?
yeah, I might.
Like we can
So
give values to wide receivers, quarterbacks, running backs. They're very easy. How do you give value to a defensive player?
This guy's got good bars. He's 60 rated overall. His size is fine. Don't like his intelligence, but that's the only thing. And it's a 1 year contract.
That's not the question I'm asking.
it-
The bars are
I mean,
there, but they have to also perform. So what
But
do you look
they are,
at?
it basically you believe that they are doing something. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I got you.
yeah. So
What
I,
what are they?
I
What are you paying him?
well, look, I had like 100 million in unused cap space. That's
What?
unusual in my slice. So why not throw away 30 million at a guy like this? That's
Yeah,
what I'm
I think
thinking.
so.
And I get that, but 30 million on most teams, that's a lot of money. I mean, you might have had extra, and I had plenty of extra, but most
I,
people wouldn't do that.
I think this guy asked for like 45 million.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah, yeah.
I'm
that's
asking a
one thing I
question
don't like.
because of we all know what certain players have a value, and when you guys look at defensive players, we know defensive ends. We look at their pass rush, sacks, and hurries. But a defensive tackle, I was always saying to myself, of course, I want it for the run. However, how do I gauge it? Um, we see it what our team produced at the end of the season. We had the least amount of points against us. We stopped the run. We can gauge it that way. But how do you gauge it off the player card? And this is a question for everybody when they're looking at a defensive player. Or do you just say the bars are high, that's all I care about. Let's go to bed, even though it's not playing up to the bars.
It, for me, it's the bars. And this season in particular, I have a very bad scouting defensive coordinator. So basically, I need to rely on my defensive coordinator from previous season to know how good my players are.
Okay, let me ask a
I,
question. Who's the best defensive tackle in the entire league?
I I have no idea, but I bet he's on
Who's
both ends.
really, really good? We don't have to
I just
research it that much. Just give
Well,
me a name to go look at.
we can do that right now.
Raymond Terry,
On what team?
North Plainfield.
Okay, let's pull him up. Raymond Terry. Okay, so he didn't play.
Right here. Is
I'm
that
looking
Raymond.
for a guy that played 16 games.
That's
I want to see how many plays he made, how many tackles, how many assists, how many sacks, how many hurries, how many knockdowns.
his tackle
At the end of the
percentage is
year,
10.7. His
right, but he only played 5 games.
pass rush percentage is 7.0. Oh, I see it. Yeah.
I want a total
Yeah, it was
number of impact plays.
I wouldn't even put that guy on such a list because of his endurance and play diagnosis. Same for this guy. They're not much different from the guy assigned.
Okay, but he played. Okay, so take 58 and 21, 79, 82, 83, 88 times he made a play that impacted the game in 15 starts.
But
So
defensive tackles,
how many plays per game is he actually impacting?
so
I
all
think,
of them.
yeah, that's what I think too. The only time I won this one in this league was when I had the best defensive tackle in the league. And the guy was, he even got player of the game in the ball game. He was, he even made our two bar defensive end play like the defensive player of the year for 3 straight seasons. It
See,
was on the defensive end was making plays because of the defensive tackle. I mean, I can't
but
prove it, but
you're assuming that you don't know
I
that.
have to assume yes.
Oh, so
Can we
you're
see the
saying
defensive tackle in question?
I go by what I can see.
Sorry.
who's the player you want to see?
The guy Matthias is talking about, his defensive tackle
Okay,
Is
from
it
before.
Jefferson?
hold on. I got it
Well,
This
right
is in
now.
the past.
yeah, in the past.
What year?
What year was it? 64?
Okay, hold on.
I mean, another thing about Planish on Matthijs' team is that he's clearly his best defensive tackle, and he had the cap
Yeah.
to sign him, so why not?
Yeah, I lost all the guys that were on the team that were even close to this guy.
64.
So good signing.
Yeah, Sean Hartman. The other guy was also pretty good, but
That's right. He's not gonna show anything. But we can look
oh,
at his.
you can click on the
There you go.
There you go.
Scouting area.
Okay.
you can click on the bar. Look, this guy had 10 sacks and 30 hurries or 25, and he also had 50 tackles. But in general, my defense was exceptionally talented. But this guy was the best guy on the team. If you click on on that area, the scouting area, I think it's recent enough to see some of his bars here. Look, pass rush
Oh,
technique 100.
hundreds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's not the Planish guy is not in the same ballpark, not even
No.
close.
No.
Planish is a 1 maybe 2 season gap to have some run defense bars, but he's not even close to this guy. I think Juggernaut picked a defensive tackle last season. That's the kind of defensive tackle I would build my defense around.
I like these conversations about.
But to answer your question from my perspective, if you, I agree, like you have to look at the bars, right? But because the point was with the stats is that, for instance, a player like a GM can put like a left defensive tackle in the right defensive tackle spot, so like in the wrong spot, and then this guy stats will be impacted. So if you just look at the stats and say, oh, this guy is crap, he doesn't perform up to his bars or whatever. But that's just because of his use, and you can see this like all over the place on the defense, right? People putting like wrong guys in the nickel cornerback spot and so on. So you have to go by the bars, right? I
Well,
think
there's
that's
no doubt you go by the bars, but the performance is a factor too. Before you pay that $30 million.
Okay, so when Red Zone said something about you add up the numbers of your 5 linemen and then you know how well your offensive line is. When it comes to assigning the sacks and the key run blocks and the tackles, those numbers are
Probably the same thing.
under the hood. They are
Good point.
going to specific positions or slots on the depth chart.
So he's causing other people to get numbers too.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Because he's raising your total, which is raising your average.
You guys might have something there, and you can really do the experiment on this. You can get 5 linemen, have one excellent pass blocker, and the rest all mediocre. If that one with the best pass blocking, keeps getting sacks against them, then your theory is correct, because then you are adding up all 5.
Well, you can do it the other way too, Clay. I've seen a couple of teams, I'm trying to remember, it's been a while, that had really good offensive linemen except for right tackle. And he just grabbed some guy off the scrap heap, some veteran, signed him to the minimum, stuck him in there. And he had a great season because of the other 4.
Yeah, like this tests, they are easy to do in single player, right? For instance, you can like trade for a guy that has like 100 run defense as nose tackle. You're going to see the difference, right? You plug this guy in and then you run like 10 seasons and then you take him out, run another 10 seasons.
Yep.
And everyone will go up like in run defense, right? On average. Of course, it changes from season to season, but on average.
So Planish's 80 pass strength is being added to the defensive end's pass strength. And now you have a collective pass strength going in. And that is his value. That is the defensive tackle's value. Correct?
I mean, I'm just guessing, but I would think it'd be technique and strength and endurance would be for the pass rushers.
And they have like different weights, right? Like for some players, the pass rush technique would be more important. For other players, it's the pass rush strength. For the run defense, like for instance, the middle linebacker in 4-3 would have like a high weight in run defense. If you plug a like a guy there that has like like a 0 run defense, you're going to see the difference like in your overall stats.
We're trying to guess Ben's code here. It's pretty difficult. Or not Ben's code, Jim's code.
Jim's code. A guy like this, I mean, imagine this guy only plays on formations where I think the other team is going to run, and in reality, I face a team like Paris, Bordeaux, and he's going to throw the ball a lot. So, because this guy has play diagnosis and has pass rush strength as well, I think I can get away with not having a big pass rush technique bar. I suspect if this guy doesn't have the strength and the play diagnosis, he's not gonna help my team.
I like this guy. I have no issues with the guy. I had a player, and let me see if I can find him. Um, a defensive tackle. It had to be.
While you're doing that, I got an easy one. Something I forgot. I was looking at my team in the file yesterday.
Good.
On the QB, where do you set it, high or low, to keep your starting QB in the game and never take him out? Because I remember it was backwards for a while and then it got fixed.
Here's my defensive tackle. 139 sacks.
Yeah, that's like the guy that I said that was my best guy ever, Sean Hartman. This guy's
He's a monster.
that ballpark. Yeah.
But there aren't that many monsters.
Yeah, Harnish was great for a lot of years.
Bob, you want your quarterback setting at 1 to keep him in the game.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I didn't want to find out after week 1. Not that I have any intention of winning week 1. I don't think it's very likely, but
Oh, he kept getting subbed?
in the preseason it wasn't working right, and it set at 6.
Yeah,
So
but
that's why.
preseason is quite weird. It's somehow there's code in there that makes green players that have a low overall rating get subbed out much earlier than players with high bars.
I just flipped it from the first foul to the second. Got the rookie some looks. I don't know. I guess he's gonna
It's
play.
weird. If you want your rookies to play, you should not put them on your depth chart, but make sure they are active so they get subbed in very early. It's just weird.
I'm still looking at these two QBs. I just don't think this Whitfield has the sense rush isn't there. He can't run. His accuracy and timing are good, but he doesn't have a medium pass bar or a screen bar. He's got the nice short pass bar. I just think the rookie's better. I don't know. Debatable, I guess.
It's tough
We're gonna
getting.
get smashed week 1 anyway, so it ain't gonna matter who we play quarterback.
It's tough getting a quarterback.
Yeah, it is, no doubt.
Okay, I've got one player on my team that might still be interesting to look at. That's my strong side linebacker, Hurts. He's a little bit like the other linebacker. I don't know what to do with this guy. He's got the pass rush technique, but he's also my best zone defense linebacker, and I can't put him at both positions. So this is going to be an interesting guy. Here you can see he did get 25 hurries last season. I played him too at defensive end, but he's 250, 51.
You want to trade him?
No, nobody in my team is for trade at the moment.
He can work on my team. He's 251.
The interesting part is that when you've got a player like this, it's a starter material on zone defense as a linebacker, but he's also my best pass rush technique guy on the team. I can't make him play, make him do both. It feels like a waste of a bar. Well, we'll have to see. I guess nobody can relate to this dilemma.
No, I can relate to it. I tend to avoid guys like that on a 4-3 defense, to be honest. But it's exactly like you say. In a 4-3, if he's playing as a linebacker, what's this pass rush technique bar doing something? But it is kind of wasted, right?
Yeah, when everything adds up, I don't even think the 100 makes much more difference than being a 50 or 60.
No,
I remember
certainly
someone
not.
doing a test. It was about the running, and I'm not sure where I read this. And they said you can have a mediocre runner, but if you have a solid line, that mediocre runner will have 4 point something or above rushing. Does
Come
anyone
again?
remember that? Someone wrote it in one of the leagues doing a test. It wasn't you, T Zach. Maybe was it you? They did a test to see can you rush behind a solid offensive line with a mediocre running back. And
Yeah,
after
I did
many,
a lot of these tests in the past, and you can, especially if you have high cohesion. If you take guys like in year 9 and 10, you can put like anyone behind them.
Yeah, you mean a 90-year 2020 rated guy?
But the point is that like, why would you do that, right? You would probably take like any guy that has like a high uh, hold recognition and would go with him, right? But yes, if that's like emergency guy or an injury, you can get away with that.
well, the
I think
reason,
it's the same. It's the same way for quarterbacks, right? If you have like pretty good receivers, you can stash like any quarterback more or less and get like decent numbers.
I'll explain why it's very important. Ryland said you can't afford have an offense line and also afford a good running back. So
Yeah.
sometimes it comes down to the money, and you say to yourself, "What do I need to have more of?" And that's where I'm going to put my money and work with it this way. And that's where I see the importance of that.
Yes. No, you're right. Yeah. It's for cap decisions. Yes. That's why like a lot of teams have this approach, right? As you said, Toronto, for instance, they can just cycle the running backs and keep the O line together.
Because look at Millman's Arizona, his offensive line. He has all the run blockers that he can get on his team. He used to have much higher ones. There's another guy.
Yeah, and look at Crawford.
Here it is.
Right, so that's 5 guys, all 70 or better in run blocking. Yeah, what more can you ask?
And he picked up this running back in the first round at 20.
He's got no endurance though.
None whatsoever. Wow.
No, he dropped his endurance.
Uh, that's harsh. But isn't Malman also using 2 or 3 running backs anyway? So
Yes, he does. He cycles through a lot of them.
I mean, it sucks that the endurance dropped, but
I think he'll run 3 different running backs on his team.
Yeah.
But yes, interesting. No, I like having these discussions to see what you guys think about certain things and how you look at the game mechanics.
Well, thanks for inviting us.
No, anytime. We have our first game this Monday, so it's going to be interesting how it goes. Boots, do you feel like you're gonna be up there again?
um,
And there's no such thing as
uh,
jinx by talking about your team that way.
no, no.
I think he's got a
Um,
three-peat here. Three-peat.
no. I mean, it's gonna. You need to have some dice go in your favor to do something like that. I do have most of the pieces that I had last year. Um, I think I've got a hard start to the season actually. I'm on the road quite a bit. I'm at Texas in week one. Over the last few seasons, Texas are the team that has played Moontown the closest in the division. And then I think I'm at Paris.
Yeah.
And historically, Moontown has not played super well against that division.
Your entire division hasn't.
Right. And Paris's roster, man, is just insane. I had a little look at it just thinking ahead about the games for this week. And I mean, if you put Paris's roster next to Moontown, it's just a joke, right? They've got wide receivers, they've got tight ends, their quarterback is at least as good as Logan. His overall rating is higher, but I like Logan's profile a bit better. I mean,
Oh, he's
it's just
stocked.
stacked.
Defensive
Yeah, it's
end,
stacked,
defensive
stacked,
tackle,
stacked, stacked, stacked everywhere.
linebackers. Yep, he's stacked.
So there is a chance that I start 0-2, and then it's going to be a long way to go from there to get to the bowl again. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Wow, Paris does
This
have a
team
good.
is insane.
He has great players.
Yeah. I mean, we looked at Moontown before, right? I got joke players in half the position, so you know,
He picked up this guy at 1-5. Very good player.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I,
So it's a difficult start.
I think Paris lost like 6 or 7 games by one score last season, and they finished last in the division. But
Yeah,
in any other division, they wouldn't finish last.
no, exactly.
I can't think of one division where they might disagree, but uh,
Well, let's look.
yeah, 4-12, and their points differential is 26. That's just doesn't fit with a 4-12 record.
No, it
It's
doesn't.
it's still a losing team, but it's not a team that gets crushed every week. It really didn't belong with the other teams that won 1, 2, 3, or 4 games.
Mm. Well, Boots, your division needs to be shaken up. They had a terrible, terrible time. The other teams behind you.
Yeah, yeah. It's not been pretty. I'm sure Outer Banks will be somewhat better with the several good acquisitions in free agency. I mean, I don't know why Texas has not been able to put it together the last few seasons because so I mean he's had most of the pieces that he would like, I think. Good O line, good running backs, good tight ends. I mean, I think Texas has got 2 or 3 wide receivers that was picked in the top 5 picks, something like that. I mean, you know,
Howie was always good with his running game. Very good with his running
yeah,
game.
He
yeah. Look
went
at this
heavy
guy. He's better.
chemistry, a lot of
He's,
blue.
he's yeah. This guy's better than any wide receiver on Moontown for a start.
You pull his roster up, hit um, attitude advisory, and look at his affinities.
Who?
Howie, Texas,
Yeah,
the
he
one who's on
changed.
the Smith.
I have it. I have it up right now. Actually,
Hit attitude advisory.
is it Vider?
Yeah, attitude
Oh,
advisory up there in the
oh,
top right.
got it.
I hit chemistry.
Yeah, he went chemistry this year.
Yeah. That's what he went this offseason. He's a lot of blue, at least on offense. I don't know what he did on defense.
Defense, he went blue
Yeah.
too.
Mine's green all the way across the board, so
How much does that really
he and I
help?
won't be fighting over players.
How
Well, it
much?
helped. I don't know. It'll help some.
I think it gives you 1 or 2 games a season, just off affinities alone.
Is this fact or is this a belief?
That's an anecdotal
Fully.
evidence, I
Yeah.
guess.
Nobody really knows, Clay.
So
We're all guessing.
basically, would it give you, like what's his name said about Paris, that he lost by 1 point? Would it get you that extra oomph to win that game, kind of thing?
Well, I think so. I mean, look at Quick. He's, he usually makes the playoffs every year, and he's just his entire team's affinity.
Yep.
He's got very few guys in there that aren't. So,
And the thing with him is, look how many exceptional and strong he has.
yeah.
They're not only affinities; they're good affinities.
Yep.
Yeah, but you're also overlooking, or not weighing in the fact that Chesapeake's offensive game plan is pretty good as well.
Yeah.
The reason why, Millman has a very good team. He's always up there. And he has very little affinities.
Some people believe in it, some don't. I'll bet his cohesion's off the charts at the very top. I know mine's terrible. Again. This is like a recurring theme, Although this time I don't really have any choice. 15 players under contract. What do? You bring back all the guys that went 4-11-1 last year? I don't think so. Where's Arizona?
He's right here.
He's not at the top.
No.
He is on
Yeah,
O
but
line and D line, and he's excellent in the secondary, though. His
Okay, but-
passing game.
I don't think we can trust the screen at the moment because this
No.
is based on
Ah,
preseason
last year's
lineups.
numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is preseason shit.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
could be.
I see my team at the top everywhere, but that's because my starters played this last couple of preseason games, and that I know my cohesion is maybe the best in the league. So yeah, but when teams, you said you try to make your rookies all play, then if you look at cohesion now, it's gonna be very low.
Look, I'm at the very bottom. Wonderful.
Holy shit.
Wonderful.
Wow.
And that's a team. That's a team that went to the playoffs last season and won a game.
Yeah, but this too is also based on.
On what?
Yeah,
It can't be
that can't be
preseason.
right.
I went 4-0 in preseason.
That can't be right. They got me in the middle of the pack. There's no way. We got to switch places, Clay. Then it would be more accurate.
That's okay. I like to be the underdog.
Moontown went 0-4 in preseason.
Oh yeah. I'm not playing that game plan, by the way.
That was terrible.
I just said random.
It's all right. Just go check the bowl game out. You can see his game plan.
Well, you can see one of them. I've got 5 different ones.
Ooh, this one right here. There we go. Okay, Logan did well. 8 for 12, 1 touchdown. That's all. That's all that matters, right
Hell,
there.
Greg Lane didn't do bad. What do you want for him?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
maybe I have a think about that.
I'm
Yeah,
kidding. That's not going to work.
I only look at my starter. What did my starter do?
yeah.
I wouldn't worry too much about what you're looking at there.
Well, you won 2 bowls, so you know a lot more than what we're
You
talking
let
about.
on. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, fellas. It was wonderful to have you guys here. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks for having us.
We forgot to do the draft review.
Did you want to do the draft? Was that?
I I can't do that now.
Yeah,
No.
I was gonna
Got
say
another 3 hours to spare.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
like
Yeah,
it's, you
that's
know,
like
It's 4:30. It's
that's
2.5 hours.
exactly. I'm gonna go eat something. That's like 10 hours of play.
yeah.
Let's this
uh,
job starts to pay. I can't go any longer.
All
Yeah, well,
right, fellas.
we didn't get to look at your team, Clay, but I did want to say, well, congrats on turning that one round as well, because you had a really nice run last year into the playoffs and won a game as well
I
after a few tough seasons. So that was good to see.
I've been searching for a quarterback, and this quarterback I threw in, it was after the second game. I was telling Grim and that, I said, I'm playing this guy, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, Des Rosier or whatever it's called, right?
I'll bring him up really quick, and he did excellent for me. He played 12 games, gave me 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, quarterback
Yeah.
rating about 97.4, 7.29 average. Um,
Yeah.
Never really played for anybody. He was with Rochester, so he didn't really play him. And he threw 62% of his passes completed.
Yeah. Did
Yeah, and that's without
very, very
any
well.
stud wide receivers too.
Yeah, I have no wide receivers either. The only thing I have, as you know,
Your tight end.
is
Yeah,
tight
your
end.
tight end.
That's it.
Yeah.
Outside of this guy here, everybody else is just mediocre. But I did get a wide receiver from Howie, which I'm very happy with. He doesn't have endurance, but he has the bars that I can work with.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Getting downfield and route running. That's your two favorites.
that's my two favorites. So I'm excited to see how this guy is going to play out. I'm going to put him in the Z um, position and work it from there. Outside of that, just I was very disappointed with my first round pick. I was hoping to have more run, but it didn't turn out. So again, another shot, but it's not going to work out. So I'm hoping that, like you guys were talking about, the aggregate, you put them all together and it just makes one monster group. Because my defense last season really did very well for me in the year before, and it kept the other teams from scoring a lot. They've been good on against the run, and they've been good on keeping points down. So that's been very helpful with our success. So we'll see. There's no one outside of my quarterback and the wide receiver that I'm very excited about. Everyone else is just, as a whole, um, we'll see where it goes from there. Oh, there is a and I've never been a linebacker lover, but this guy here, he's been dominant for me. I think he's like what it's 15.2 tackles
Oh yeah, look at
percentage.
that.
So he's been solid um, as my inside linebacker. So I'm very happy with this guy.
does he get a lot of targets against the receiving end?
We
The
can take
pass cover?
we'll take a look.
Yeah, he does.
So he's a 79.2.
I mean, there's a lot of catches against this guy.
Well, there's a few passes defense too, though, in comparison to other linebackers. Interesting.
So he's yes.
So he either breaks up the pass or gives up a touchdown.
And then I moved this guy to weak side linebacker. So I'm hoping that again with his 75 pass technique added to my other guys that we can do some damage on at least pressuring the quarterback to throw a lot of interceptions.
You're playing a 3-4?
I play a 3-4. Yes, 3-4 Eagle.
Yeah. So this basically is a defensive end for you, compared to a 4-3.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
but everyone else is just there. It's kind of like Moontown's team before, where it was just guys who have a certain bar at a certain position. That is it. Everything else is crap or mediocre at the end of the day. But we'll see. So I'm excited
Definitely.
for this new season, where we, if we can make some noise again and better. I want to try to get another two more wins, better than last season.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right, fellas. I wish everyone a happy, wonderful weekend. The rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
You as well.
Same to
Same.
you, Clay.
Take care, everybody. Have a good one.
Yep, you guys take it easy.
Take it
See you,
easy,
guys.
fellas.
Yeah, have a good